Hello guys, welcome again to another BTC update. I hope you are doing great today. I have another BTC Daily prediction for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, share, follow me on Twitter, link in the description below. If you want to inquire about my private Discord, also my Telegram is in the description below, so you can message me and I will probably answer any questions that you have. With that being said, let's jump straight to the charts and see what BTC is doing. As you can see here, I'm just going to zoom out slightly for you, and I'm going to show you what I potentially see for BTC, the bullish scenario for BTC right now. Because right now BTC is still making higher highs and higher lows, and we did break that all-time high. So this run still has some gas left, and the gas will be out if you lose certain key levels, which I talked about last time. But for now, everything looks okay. So let's talk about the bullish scenario here first, and then we're going to talk about the bear scenario. So you can see I think Bitcoin is doing this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave formation, Elliott wave formation to the upside. You had your wave 1 right here, you had your wave 2 right here, which retraced around 50% or so, and then potential wave 3 right here, and then potential wave 4 still finalized or finalized, and we will talk about why I'm saying still, or maybe just it's finalized already. And then after your wave 4 is done, you have your wave 5, which consists of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulsive wave to the upside. And the target of this whole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scenario is $80,000, around $80,000 by around December, if this were to play out. So let's talk about currently what's happening with BTC, right, with the wave 4. So as you can see here, I'm going to share with you why I think wave 4 might be already finalized or might still not be finalized. I'm going to explain why. So as you can see here, Bitcoin, after this retrace that it had, is forming higher highs and higher lows, as you can see. And it's making this kind of rising wedge formation, if you can see it in the chart, right? And these rising wedge formations are usually bearish in nature. Now, the target of the breakdown is around 55.2k BTC. And you will know this, you will have potential confirmation of the breakdown if you start closing under $60,000. That will be your first sign. So if we close a 6-hour candle under $60,000, so maybe 59.5 or 59, then this rising wedge formation might be potentially playing out, and then you'll probably see 55k with a potential wick to 53k, which was our previous local high right here. So you might go to this, and then this will be your wave 4 around this area. So this region will be your wave 4. I'm just gonna put wave 4 around here. Okay, but I'm going to show you a small box just to show you. So 55.2 all the way to 53,000. This area might be your potential wave 4 finalization. And then you'll have your impulsive wave 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and then 5. And then your impulsive wave 1 after the finalization of wave 4 will potentially take you to $70,000. And after that, I think there will be a retrace to around 63.5 or 64.8, which is again testing our all-time high as support, and then a potential bounce again to $75,000 with a retrace one more time, and then bam, finally wave 5 finalization at 80. Now remember guys, this is all just analysis and theory based. It could play out in a different manner. I'm just showing you the scenarios that I might see. Now if you do lose 53, that will be probably very bad, but I'm gonna explain the scenarios that I see. But for now, this is one of the scenarios that I see. The second scenario that might potentially be playing out, which is also the same by the way, is that your wave 4 has already finalized, and instead of this being a rising wedge, you can just flip it slightly like that, because they're very similar to each other. The candles, right? The candle closes are so close to each other. And then if you flip this like that, now this looks like an ascending triangle, and these ascending triangles are actually bullish in nature and tend to break to the upside. And if we do break, your confirmation will come closing above 64.8 and start to test this 66-65K region, that's the confirmation of the potential breakout. And when this breakout happens, the target of the breakout will be around $70,000. So yeah, $70,000 also, give or take a few $100. The target of this, especially when you decide to break out, where do you decide to break out, basically. So this is the other scenario that I see, and this will probably be telling us that wave 4 already finalized at $57,000, and your impulsive wave 1 already will probably start around around this area right here, so $60,000. This all depends on holding 60. If you keep holding 60 and you keep bouncing to the upside, then this most likely is an ascending triangle, which will break up to the upside 60% of the time. Whereas if this is a rising wedge formation, you will see 60K breaking, and then you will see a retest of 55K at least, with a wick to 53 potentially, and then an impulsive wave to the upside. And of course, each target will be different. So if, for example, your wave 4 finalized at $57,000, then your wave 1, your impulsive wave 1, is starting already here, or started already here. And it will take you to that area over here, which is that $70,000 mark, or around $69,000, give or take. But for now, I'm just gonna keep my wave 4 at 55.2, and I'm gonna say that this is potentially not over, not finalized yet, and I will potentially say that this is a rising wedge formation rather than an ascending triangle formation. But again, it's so the patterns are so close to each other that it's very hard to tell them apart. It's very hard to say whether this is a rising wedge formation or whether this is a ascending triangle formation. Either way, we will know. You break 60, a 6-hour candle under 60, that will potentially tell you that we're gonna go to 55 with a wick to 53. And if you close above 64.8 and you start a 6-hour candle above 64,800, then this will tell you that most likely this is an ascending triangle rather than a bearish rising wedge, which will take you to that same target. So all in all, this still looks similar to each other. So whether this is an ascending wedge, ascending triangle, or a rising wedge, I think the play is still like this, as long as we hold 53K. Now the bear scenario is losing 53,000. Now if you do lose 53,000, it will be potentially be very bad for BTC. Now I'm gonna explain why I'm saying potentially, because there is a line in the sand for Bitcoin, and this line in the sand, as you can see, we've been making higher highs and higher lows. So you see, if you extend a trend line from this 29K region and put it around that bottom right there, then these are your lows. So Bitcoin can potentially do this and still be bullish. And the retrace right here, right, most likely should hold 53, right? Because this is your trend line also goes to 53, you see, over there, if you fall down. Now, if you close below your trend line and you start losing that 53 level and you start to close daily candles under 53, then that probably will be very bad, but it's still not the end of the world. And why do I say still not the end of the world? Because you need to lose $40,000 to make it a legit end of the world. And I explained this in my previous videos, okay? I explained that this could do this, and you can form a head and shoulder, or this could do this, and also form a head and shoulder. It's still, no one knows, because this time it is different. So we're taking it step by step to see what's going to happen with BTC. I cannot say that this time it's the same, because it clearly isn't. But you can see your short-term scenarios with the rising wedge and the ascending triangle. It all depends on $53,000. We lose $53,000, we become slightly more bearish on the short term, and the last line in the sand, of course, is losing 40. So you don't want to BTC lose 40. It could go to 45, it could go to 48, which is this high right here. So you can see them, you can see where the potential supports will be at. So this is first support, and this is another support, and finally you need to, I don't want to see 40K. I mean, you could go to 40 and still be okay, but that's just super bad for BTC. So these are your three supports right here, if you can see them, 53, 48, 44. And I think that's it. You lose 44, and it's too much. Like, and even if you test 40, you're still bullish. Like, okay, you're still okay, right? You're still holding support, but it just becomes so bad because you're losing bullish momentum, and this market is showing weakness in structure, especially if you do retest 40. But like I said, we don't want to jump the gun. This is way too ahead. Till now, BTC is looking good on this short time frame. You're holding key supports. You're making higher highs and higher lows, and you can see them on the graph right here. Higher highs and higher lows. So it's great. And you know your key levels to watch. So you lose 60, you probably retest 55, 53, you break 64,800, you probably will go to that 70k region before correcting again. And you can see that I put corrections as well, basically. So the correction will take you back to 64,800 with potential risks to the downside. And if you lose 53 for some reason, you can see, I'm gonna just make them slightly smaller lines, they're too big. And if you lose $53,000, these are your potential support areas right here. And they're good supports in my opinion. So you have your 48, probably great support right here around 48.5. And you have another support here. Let's move it slightly to the upside around $45,000. These are your supports. Personally, I don't want to lose this trend line, because losing this trend line is basically telling you that you're losing a strong support that you've been holding for a while now. Again, it doesn't mean the end of the world, but it just means that the bullish momentum is just over, and then you might potentially retest 48 and 45 before deciding where to go next. You lose 45, it becomes very grim. You lose 40, game over, because you made your lower low and the trend has flipped. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this analysis. I put the short term, I put the long term, I put it for all the Discord and all the YouTube and all the Twitter community. So enjoy this for sure. Like, subscribe, and share. Please help this channel grow. Honestly, if you help me and help this channel grow, I will be putting out more videos and analyzing also altcoins if you'd like. With that being said, thank you again for giving me a piece of your time. I enjoy all of the comments that you write. I read them all, and I do appreciate all the support. I hope you enjoy your weekend, and I will see you again next time.